If we're getting another game, then this means we're getting the ace match. Winner will go up against Stats.
Yeah, we did just get confirmation. We are diving into PartinG versus Trap. This PvP, but we are tied up. Also, I love how Trap posted that emote.
I think I missed it. What did he put?
He said 2, and then he had like an angry face emote.
Nice.
So yes, 2-2 right now. Ace match, let's go.
Let's go as we conclude this semifinals, the last map in the semifinals, and yeah, the winner of this is going up against Stats. We have nothing but PvPs on our hands. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, swinging all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player coming down from South Korea. He is going to be representing himself, as he's currently teamless, but sponsored by Corsair. He is the big boy himself. He is PartinG. And apparently a bit of a fun fact, something I've learned from watching his stream the other day. Also a bottom.
There you go. The more you know, the more you know. Meanwhile, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Beckett Industries ALE, we have the South Korean Protoss player. He is blue. He is representing... Is he on Team NV? No. Yes?
No, he's on a Freak of Freaks.
On a Freak of Freaks. Are you free?
I come from the land.
It is Trap.
Now, I wonder if he plays better or worse now that he knows that Gemini's watching him.
I wonder if
casting him.
I wonder if that adds pressure, you know? Like
it might, yeah.
Or does he not care? Is he like full tsundere, you know? Like it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And Gemini's like, oh, but I love you so much. This doesn't
mean that we fail the trap Dell test, as I call it, because it is relevant to talk about Gemini here.
It's true. It's very true.
He is currently casting.
He is. He's casting his boy right now, gushing all over Trap. I say that, I mean, we'll see. It's the ace match. It must be very intense right now for Gemini. It could really go either way. We're talking about Trap here up against PartinG in a PvP. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Anything can really happen. As PartinG proves, I mean, didn't quite get to see what happened in our series, but based on how these two players play, we can infer, you know, Trap probably playing a bit more macro, a little bit more defensive. PartinG most likely being a bit more cheeky, probably proxying in a couple of those games, and definitely being more aggressive.
I would imagine so. It's hard to say. Again, if you want to tune in to what happened in the previous 4 games of this series, Pig as well as Gemini were casting it on their own respective channels. Oh boy, but we are here. We are in the ace match. I'm not too sure what to expect here. Oh my, but I love this PartinG with a proxy pylon.
What else did we expect coming out from PartinG?
Oh my god, and he's making an insane amount of adepts right now. Jesus Christ.
Ooh. That's a whole lot to say the least.
And what so is Trap. Trap is doing the same thing. He's making nothing but adepts. Yo, Trap, he's trying to shade straight into the base, but because of these depths, yo, PartinG, there it is. Shades do block shades.
Which is an interesting dynamic. Bodies block bodies, but they don't block shades. Shades block shades, but they don't block bodies. It's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, honestly, it's just really interesting to see that both players have opted to go for this style, opted to go for this mass adept style. Obviously you want to be aggressive with this, but PartinG was forced to be a little bit more defensive because of Trap, but now finally he's looking to push out. Yo, if he commits to the shade, Trap can go in.
He can. Oh. Just barely catches the shade, but that does mean that he's unable. He used up the shade. It was a cooldown a little bit earlier there, but Trap does commit right onto the depths of PartinG, and they do get mowed down. PartinG, with the defender's advantage, will be able to prevent this from happening. Trap shouldn't commit. He does. Whew.
Thankfully, he does not. Meanwhile, that proxy is finally coming to fruition. PartinG, I was a little bit concerned because I didn't see a Twilight Council. I'm like, yo, what is really going to be proxied? Turns out the Twilight Council itself would be proxied alongside the Dark Shrine here for PartinG. And what is the detection looking like for Trap? He does have a robo.
He doesn't have an observer just yet. If PartinG can hold his hand until the very last second, Trap, it's not even going to cross his mind to get observers out right now. He wants to be focusing his resources more on getting army units out. And by army units, I mean, you know, actual offensive units. I mean, I know observers get taken up by army supply, but you know.
Yeah. So we'll see what Trap has in store for us here, what he prioritizes. Yeah, there we go. Immortals are on the way. Aye. Meanwhile, here we go. DT should be coming out shortly for PartinG. There they are in the War Prism.
One in the Warp Prism, one in the Natural. This is looking pretty rough, all things considered, for Trap. He is trying to turn the tables here with his own Adepts. I like this precautionary shade. It's very interesting, but that does not compare whatsoever to these GTs. No detection at all for the time being. Trap really trying to body block as best he can, but PartinG, he locks on to these probes. He wants to get them, and already takes out 10 of them.
Oh god, that he does. Even in 11th, as the DT does escape. Meanwhile, at the same time, those Adepts across the map, they did not deal any damage whatsoever. I believe they killed a total of one probe. Meanwhile, Trap, he's going back in.
Trying to get whatever he can get done, but PartinG already prepared for defense.
That he is, and Trap is able to escape with those two Adepts. Honestly, like chipping away and getting like 2-3 probes at a time is pretty good. PartinG, he isn't too far behind in terms of that worker counts, but regardless, he is still behind. Oh boy, and he's forced to stay at home defensively.
Yeah, I just realized he was not mining gas for a while. That's not good, to say the least. Where's the observer? Oh, okay, he's following the DT.
It is here in the natural base, as Trap finally does deal with all the DTs. Oh my god, yo, he's going for glaives.
Huh. In PvP, well, I guess you might as well go into what you were building up to?
Well, I mean, to be fair, both players did open up with that mass adept style. But yes, this was a lot more popular in the beginning of 2020, if you remember. It is a very all-in style where you go immortals and mass adept, and then you just commit to the shade, all your adepts surrounding the entire army of someone like PartinG. And that's why we also talk a lot about how adepts, you know, they do really well against immortals, because immortals, like, they barely do any damage. They just slowly tickle away at adepts.
Meanwhile, glaive Adepts, though, just chip away so quickly at Immortals. They don't do too much damage, but they do damage very quickly. And sex up. Definitely sex up.
Exactly, and they survive quite a long time. Again, it can be quite a chore to really take them down. But we'll see what happens here, as both War Prisms are actually chasing each other.
Yeah, it seems like PartinG's just trying to divert the War Prism Trap away into the Blinkstalkers, but regardless, PartinG will blink right on top of it, prevent the harassment from happening. And that is absolutely huge here for PartinG. Just gives him a little bit more breathing room. The proxy will get cleaned up, which is super unfortunate, especially considering that's where the Twilight Council is. So no upgrades going to be taken for a long time here for PartinG. But he's working on the next phase. Yeah,
and thankfully for PartinG, Blink is already done. He does blink into the main base. He does not have a sentry to try and block the army out, but he does pick up a pylon. I don't know if it was worth it. The Immortals were already in the main.
I mean, he doesn't lose too much here. He does see power a gateway. Buys himself a little bit of time to try to get some disruptors out. Now, our disruptors, what you want to get to depths, feels very, I was going to say feels very unreliable, but you know what? So is missing the pylon and even misplacing the pylon. Massive worker damage potential here for Trap. PartinG thankfully was able to blink away and should be able to deal with most of these adepts, but still, there is more damage to be had. Or not quite.
Exactly, nicely done there by Trap. He was able to slip past the defenses of PartinG, get 4 probe kills, and now the main army is out here. We'll see what Trap is able to accomplish. His army does seem a little bit fragmented. He's a little bit all over the place. The Stalkers are just coming in to attempt to reinforce the Immortals. Because the Immortals are shooting away at these buildings, it does, you know, it is a big tell. PartinG is like, hey, there are a couple of free Immortals here. Let's go.
Let's blink right on top of him and try to take them out. Guardian Shield helping out a little bit with the sustainability. This is super exposed. It gets taken out just like that. Honestly, that may be more valuable than the Immortals, but I doubt it.
3 Immortals?
PartinG was able to take out a lot of Immortals there, yeah.
Oh god, at the same time, more deaths do shade in, but GG gets pulled apart. Sorry, Trap after losing those Immortals. That was a massive blow to his army, and he's done.
He's realized that PartinG is going to be taking that series, going up to face Stats in the grand finals. Oh boy, I guess the performance anxiety did get to him a little bit, knowing that Gemini was watching.
Yeah, honestly, it was a bit of a mistake there by Trap to just expose his Immortals like that. Like it was a massive signal to PartinG. Hey, look, my Immortals are here, and there's no way out because that's like a corner of the map where like it's like again, there's no way out of that corner. So immediately 3 Immortals went down. Sure, he got a Disruptor, but mate, that's not an equal trade in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, maybe if you got the Disruptor and the Immortals.
Yeah.
But, just not meant to be.
Not at all, and PartinG does come out on top.
And in the end, we are still getting our PvP finals. That was prophesized. It was a nice break we had earlier when we had the semifinals, Special versus Stats. But we're back to what we know and love. Well, some of us love it.